Hello, Texas. My name is Dr. Regina Vanburg, and I'm running for Congress to represent Texas's 21st District. Welcome to Texas 21, a podcast about government, psychology, policy, and real life, and why all of it matters when you're trying to build something better than what we've been handed. The name of this episode is Revolution, not the musket kind, the mindset kind, because I think real revolution today looks like competence, like compassion, like people with actual skills stepping up, taking the mic, and saying, "We can and will do so much better than this." Let me start you off with a little context. I'm a psychologist, I'm a business owner, I've got a BA in government from UT Austin, a master's in counseling from St. Edward's University, and a doctorate in psychology from Our Lady of the Lake here in San Antonio. And no, I didn't earn all these degrees just to hang them behind me on Zoom calls. I earned them for you, to be of service when and how you needed me. Service in my family is a non-negotiable. My mom served in the Army, my dad served in the Navy. Ask me later how that went. After their time in uniform, both went into civil service. My mom worked as a nurse at the South Texas Veterans Healthcare System for over 20 years. That's a VA system that serves Texas 21 primarily. She started on the spinal cord injury unit and showed me what real service looks like. My dad became a civil servant as well, continuing his commitment to the country he chose to call home. As a daughter of an immigrant and two veterans, I grew up hearing things like, "Work hard, Regina. You're lucky to be an American, Regina. Serve your country, Regina." Copy that. I got the message. After earning my master's in counseling, I wanted to treat veterans struggling with PTSD. But to work on the PTSD clinical team, or the PCT at the VA, you need a doctorate. So I got one. My first real job was as the dual diagnosis specialist on Audie Murphy's PTSD clinical team, serving combat veterans facing both trauma and substance use. I'm running for Congress in Texas's 21st Congressional District. If you're not lucky enough to know the hill country like the back of your hand, imagine this. Back roads cresting limestone hills, spring-fed rivers, old-school dance halls, family ranches, and real-deal hill country grit. We've got hard workers, deep roots, and some of the kindest folks you'll ever meet. In fact, you can see many of them on the news right now, supporting one another out in Kerr County, just up the road a piece, where they're contending still with the fallout of the flood that happened about a week ago. Texas 21 is the very heart of Texas, and they're showing you right now what we're made of. This place is beautiful, but we've also got real challenges. We're one of the leading states sending young men and women into active military service. But when they come home, many face long waits for benefits, scarce job opportunities, and little support. Our current representative, Chip Roy, helped shape this by losing veteran jobs and remaining silent as our military was deployed to patrol our own streets in peacetime. He also authored the SAVE Act, which would require in-person proof of U.S. citizenship like a passport or birth certificate. Raise your hand if you know where yours is, just to register to vote. It's a solution in search of a problem, and it creates real barriers for everyday Texans, especially women, rural voters, and working families. He also supported the One Big Beautiful Bill, or OBBB, which slashes Medicaid, SNAP benefits, and other essential programs threatening health care and food security for millions of Texans. He's been silent on the pressure from Washington to illegally redistrict our state, diluting the voice of Texas 21 in the process. Meanwhile, our schools are stretched too thin, and Texas's water crisis continues unchecked. 1/3 of the families here in Texas 21 do not have reliable internet. How is it so in this modern age? These aren't just policy failures, they're values failures, and I say it's time we fixed it. That's why I'm here. So, what is this podcast? Texas 21 is my attempt to do something rare in politics, to be a whole person in public. This podcast is for everyone: Republican, Democrat, Independent, unaffiliated, disillusioned, hopeful, cynical, all of you, because Texas 21 is all of us. Here we'll talk about how government actually works and why it sometimes doesn't. We'll explore policy through the lens of human behavior, because government isn't just laws, it's people. And people are brilliant and messy and also very frustrating, but always worth understanding. And here's a hard truth. More than half of the world's population right now lives under authoritarian rule. And since 2026, the Economist Intelligence Unit has classified the United States as a flawed democracy, ranking us low in government functioning and political culture. Democracy is not guaranteed, but it is worth fighting for. And so we're going to do just that. Expect stories, expect substance, expect honesty. We'll break down legislation, talk about why policies that sound good sometimes crash on contact. And while the real questions like, why are there still no term limits on governors? Or can I place a bill that forces elected officials to answer their damn emails? Have not yet been answered. So why am I running? Why now? Because democracy doesn't run on autopilot, it runs on us. Here in Texas 21, our water is vanishing, our schools are stretched thin, and families are losing healthcare and food assistance, all while our district gets carved up to appease Washington. Our Congressman Chip Roy helped make this mess. He backed gerrymandering, voted to gut essential programs, and authored a bill to make it harder to vote for Texans. I am not a career politician, I'm a civil servant, and I know exactly who I work for. I love Texas, I love my neighbors, I love this country, and right now, all of it is under siege. So I'm running, because if I stay quiet, I wouldn't be the woman I claim to be, and I sure as hell wouldn't be the Texan you raised me to be. What you can expect is something out of the ordinary. This podcast isn't just campaign content. In fact, I hope it never will be that. I am very displeased with how campaigns are run nowadays. This is a space for education, connection, and maybe even a little rebellion against apathy. This isn't about partisan politics. It's about people. Again, I'm not a career politician. I don't believe in backroom deals or the good old boys club. My campaign manager is a Republican. Most of the district is Republican, and I respect them deeply. That's why I call myself a Texas Democrat, because my priority is Texas, not party lines. I'm not campaigning at you, I'm interviewing for you. I want to earn your trust. I want to earn this job. So please, ask me questions. Let me register you to vote. Get to know me. Much like Roy Kent, I'll be here, there, and everywhere registering folks all throughout Texas 21 for the next 18 months. Please come and find me. You know, it's funny, even while designing campaign logos, my manager kept saying, your name has to be bigger. It has to come first. And of course, he's right. Name recognition definitely matters. But I want you to see what comes first in my campaign. You. Because competence isn't elitist, integrity isn't optional, and democracy doesn't fix itself. It depends on us. If you're still here, thank you. You're my kind of Texan. If this gave you a little more hope, a little more curiosity, or a fire to get involved, please consider subscribing to the podcast, share it with someone that you care about here in 21. Check out our website. The link is in the description box below. You can volunteer, donate, or get connected. We've got work to do, y'all, but we're not doing it alone. This country wasn't built by perfect people. It was built by people who showed up. Now it's our turn. I'm Dr. Regina Vanburg, and this is Texas 21.